Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your girl Jade the Nightmare. You're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Aker, my Spreaker podcast radio show, bringing you nothing but underground music.
Beter fattalen. Beter fattalen.
Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Voices rush into mine. Ain't no fun in the plea, between the bloody seed, now I'm standing back in the face of me. The flight to my ears, I hand them a like deed and it's skin from my fires and stuff. I've seen them every for quantity for to blanks. I'm amused by my tendency to always be away. Trash bags exposed without a trace. Used and abused like to beat them that grace. All love when I'm dead, no place when I'm here. Die young from the game, ain't nothing I fear. Ain't nothing I fear, ain't nothing I fear, ain't nothing I fear. Reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. God can't save us. Throw me over. Sipping it back, sipping it off that face black, but I never look back. Look at me, lies make me hack. Now step a foot back as a slam and go through that till I can't choke. Position of which makes out of can't hold. No, we all fall down, we all fall down, we all fall down, we all fall down. Vertical crucifix, I'll slay the lamps, river food, looses out, don't get the ground. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Very well polished backs, take a sun down my eyes, roll back and draw heavy from that rain pour. The ravens fall, it blood all falls apart. I see the red door. Wrap around 6 times like a 7, but no slip lines. From great to stage, grow for 97 times a normal age. We can animals along the cage. Lemons situated up on the wall in the days. The magnets got me twisted. The city spinning the lipstick. I fall back, but you can't catch me. I'm falling to the earth. 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 Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spotters disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch.
Your family to dig your hole. 6 feet down, you bent off his one food. Always on to catch me in a bad mood. I'll make hell rain like a meteor shower. Run all you want, you'll be dead in an hour. Woman coming down like a motherfucking guillotine. All can see is better, the crosshairs of my enemy. It takes a lot to piss me off, but I have a line and it has been crossed. Grind my teeth and start to twitch. Busting your eyes is my new mission. When he sees coming in the opposite direction, I get my hands on you and I apply attention to you. A third time crush your wind, but suffocate slow as you scream for your life. Run away from everything. Run away from me and better make it fast, cause my attitude's a flame and you keep throwing gas. Grinding my gears, there comes a halt. What comes Something actual won't be my fault. If I break your knees, you will be crawling. I don't know why, but I like the stalling. Run away and try to flee. The hunt brings a little bit of thrill to me. Take a back to your ribs if I left out some aggression. A couple swings in, I found a new obsession. Am I gonna find you? Better count your blessings. Am I gonna hurt you? That's not the question. Vital signs start to decline. You're losing blood, you're out of time. Standing there after it's done. Scream, you should have fucking run.
Sure. What up? I'm tired of these motherfuckers acting like I don't belong up in this bitch. Really? Trying to act like Lyrizone don't belong in this bitch. Trying to act like Legion don't belong in this bitch. Trying to act like Murder D don't belong in this bitch. Get the fuck out of here, motherfuckers. Sure. Gotta rid myself of this anger shit, feel I'm about to pop. Got a gang of swishes, I fill it up with my pop. But I'm on some heinous shit, basically it's a shock that I made it through all this hatred. I'm making it to the top. I'm here to shake it, the fakers they need to stop. They've been awakened, debating if they should drop another track while they waiting. I'm on the block, I'm impatient, I'm pitching tracks like they rock. Let's go. I'm on a path to just sock it to fuckers thinking they popular. Bitch, we reppin' the underground, give a fuck about nothing, I don't belong. Fuck it. You're stopping nothing, confronting me like a jerk. I'm about to take his life like I just put in some work. Every day I feel the pain like I just did something wrong. Every day in my brain I'm hearing it won't be long. Feel the struggle, feel the pain, feel the aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror I realize I don't belong. I don't belong. Like I just did something wrong. I don't belong. Hearing it won't be long. I don't belong. Really aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror I realize I don't belong.
Yeah, go label me that outcast. But I promise when I'm done, you can know we snapped and lead these rappers in glad bags. You inner thuggers are crazy, convinced in the fact that I won't react. Tempting my conglomerate, but lacking the attributes to scrap. Who the fuck you think that I am to simply take this shit? Thinking I'm submissive, but really the type to get lit. Guess I gotta prove to you I'm about my business by making an example of why you should have been listening. All these years, noticing the hunger's different compared to all my peers. Regardless, I'm treated badly. Seen as an average MC, there could be the illest on beats, though you'll never see it, cause somehow I don't belong.
Every day I feel the pain like I just did something wrong. Every day in my brain I'm hearing it won't be long. Feel the struggle, feel the pain, feel the aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror I realize I don't belong. I don't belong. Like I just did something wrong. I don't belong. Hearing it won't be long. I don't belong. Really aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror I realize I don't belong.
I never felt like I belonged with any song that I wrote. but I stayed strong and pushed on with the hope that I get the last laugh on rap. That's no joke. Like on that last track that I smashed, I'm so dope. Oh no, people are saying that I'm underrated. My flow has been developed from all of the hatred I'm shown. But either way, I'm gonna go take it and mold it into my music and use it for elevation. I'm grown, but yet I'm feeling stepped on. Man, I'm putting out an album even though I'm slept on. Hit a murder these beats, my lyrics are in the zone. But when I'm looking in the mirror, I feel like I don't belong.
Every day I feel the pain, like I just did something wrong. Every day in my brain, I'm hearing it won't be long. Feel the struggle, feel the pain, feel the aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror, I realize I don't belong. I don't belong. Like I just did something wrong. I don't belong. Hearing it won't be long. I don't belong. Really aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror, I realize I don't belong. Every day I feel the pain, like I just did something wrong. Every day in my brain, I'm hearing it won't be long. Feel the struggle, feel the pain, really aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror, I realize I don't belong. I don't belong. Like I just did something wrong. I don't belong. Hearing it won't be long. I don't belong. Really aching in my jaw. When I look into the mirror, I realize I don't belong. I don't belong. Realize 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 I don't belong. I don't belong.
Crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window as you're sleeping tight. I'm the boogeyman, come to life, the mask of bloody shape in the night. Place my hand on your mouth, the other strikes your face. I won't leave a mark, but you best believe my rage will leave a trace. Coming undone, your clothes are gone, what you gonna do now, I ask? Begging for help, your words are noise that lose their value fast. Better keep it down, I'm not the one, I don't give a fuck what your boyfriend has. Beg at my feet, you filthy bitch, and open up that ass. Rape you to treasure your attention, leave you broken down like the feeble little insect that you are. Stop me, I break piece of you. Just to taunt you now, I let you feel me, violate you with these scars. Cry me a river and take it like a good girl. Your compliance is a must to make it far. Stop me, defeat me, control me. What's the matter, doll? You didn't know that this moment was ours. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Just close those eyes and believe that you're safe, my dear. Trust in my words, but beware, I am the one you fear. This pain I bring shall release all the things you hide. Play my game and obey the way of the name or die. Locking all the doorways when you try to flee. Not a good idea, I'm death in the flesh and I feast on misery. Tie your hands to your legs and now you'll never leave. I'm loving the noise you make when you fight with me and struggle to breathe. Hit you again, the bruises rise, your beautiful skin is split. Fear in your eyes, I hold them open and fill them with my spit. Feeling my breath on your neck as I force myself to beside your dried up slit. So crying for help won't save you now and only get you hit. Break you or make you berate you. Smother out your hope and leave you empty and dying inside. No one is coming for you. Just to taunt you now, I let you loose and cut free all the ties you bind. Defiled and beaten today. Leave from trauma, blessed up the bag. The last thing that you hear before you meet the bag and get the number you're assigned. size and believe that you're safe, my dear. Trust in my words, but beware, I am the one you fear. This pain I bring shall release all the things you hide. Play my game and obey the way of the name or die.
She bad and she know. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad, and she bad, and she bad, and she bad. Now the party's model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad, and she bad, and she bad, and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine.
That's right, she bad and she know. That's why she grabbing her toes. Hey yo, she happened to pose right when I was rapping the flow. I almost stumbled my words when I took a look at them curves. That's when she proved she was a pro, when she moved that shit in reverse. After that she gazed up on stage and I saw she was singing my songs. I really gotta say that I was amazed that this bitch was keeping along. Then I took a hit of the weed, that's right, I puffed on the blunt. She was writing hands reach, so I passed it down to the front. I said she bad and she won't just be happy with smoke, cause she wanna grab me and hope that a bitch could just have me alone. I'm not believing my eyes, is it just a demon's disguise? Quit with the reasons of why not to dick this breezy tonight. Now as I finished my set, I seen she gave me a wink. Yo, this chick is making me sweat, so I think she's leaving with me. Before I got off the stage, I dropped the mic, good night folks. Then down the steps and to the left was the same broad from my show. Let's go.
She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. Now the party's model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight.
Now put your hands through the roof. Everybody turn it up, don't press mute. This bitch is hot like a lit fuse, and she don't wanna talk about her issues. I really can't remember her name, but the city of Denver she claims, like a red hot ember in flames. She's set in the center of dames. When she got to pop in her hips, my jaw just dropped like an LP. I really gotta say that I was amazed at how she rocked with the beat. She's like an angel on earth, except she's famous to flirt. It's almost a shame that when she came, I gotta go away and leave her, because she bad and she know, and that's the most dangerous thing. She ain't gonna trick me to wipe it and then try to come and take half from me. A bad bitch is my problem, and I don't know what to do. I gotta give it all of my might before I give in to you. Philosophical concept, you're looking at the president of rap. Better keep a grip on your lady, cause hey, she ain't that attached. I said she bad and she know, that's why she grabbing her toes. Hey yo, she happened to pose right when I was rapping the flow. Let's go.
She bad and she know. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. Now the party's model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. Now the party's model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. Now the party's model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine.
The guy told us to take the money. He said, I don't want it. Says, all I'm going to do is kill you people. I have to kill you. The boy asked him, said, you really mean that? And he said, yes, I mean it. Says, well, he said, if you're going to kill me first, because I can't stand to see the girl be stabbed. And he said, well, I'll do that. So he started stabbing the kid in the back. He told me 10, 12 times, but he had so much blood in him, I couldn't tell. I knew he was stabbed several times. And then he stabbed the girl. This guy is a pathological, psycho killer. There's no doubt about it.
Here I sit, loaded clip, about to ride. Brought the SSI place with a ski mask when I arrive. My shrink told me I'm crazy, well maybe I'm actually normal. I'll turn you to a ghost for saying that paranormal. Rocking a tuxedo with a bloody tie. Time to die, covered up in particles from all the homicide. Hi, it's nice to meet you, I'm Shinzo and I'm not crazy. Just give me all of your money and you will live maybe. To hell with it, I'm not some motherfucking basket case. I'll mug you for your wallet and hold you upside down for your change. I'm the type of motherfucker to let loose, killing and spilling and shoving machetes in your caboose. I kill for the thrill and I'm painting this sucks. Murdering motherfuckers for pills and drugs. Got a big wad of cash that I took from your stash. Getting high on my own supply that I stole from your ass. I have my motherfucking money every first of the month. I'm fucked up on crack and I'm a motherfucking killer. Uzi in your face, make your face news. Ooh, what you looking at? Staring at the face of doom. Pay up, pay up, pay up, ya bitch. Get your throat slit, every penny counts. Prick, motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Psychopathic hustler. I have my motherfucking money every first of the month. I'm fucked up on crack and I'm a motherfucking killer. Uzi in your face, make your face news. Ooh, what you looking at? Staring at the face of doom. Pay up, pay up, pay up, ya bitch. Get your throat slit, every penny counts. Prick, motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Motherfucker what? Psychopathic hustler.
Danny, yeah. Woke up and I took a pill. Magazine on the big as a book, for real. Wishing a nigga would like Pinocchio. I hit him with the okie doke. On you, they should look and feel. Half of these out here are hundreds and fake. I'm shooting and shit with a gun in their face. I'm son, I don't play. I keep running in places. I'm running your place. Bitch, you running this place. I got the 45 in the house. I'm sure that you finna drive. I'm going, you waiting to come, you chilling inside. I got the dope in the pistol, money and missiles. To punish my opponents that made me angry, so it's sound design. If you want it, you got it. You got my attention. No in between friends when you shot when you slip. A Glock with a clip and I'm shooting like Pippin. You throwing words at me, bitch. I can't just hit it. Man-made monster. Don't nobody want you. Society has made us. Now we back to haunt you. My man-made monster. Don't nobody want you. Society has made us. Now we back to haunt you. Hold on back and fucking wait a minute. I'm just a product of the place I'm living. I don't give a fuck about a fake religion. Give a fuck about a state of politician. I don't give a fuck about most shit. I be getting stoned going through the motions like a heroin needle that's poking into your skin. Bro, my flow is killing something every time it goes in. Who wants smoke with Max, Dean, and Danny? Y'all a liquor, Molly, Coke, and Lean and Zanny. Bro, the gang eternal, y'all don't understand me. Me and Drive-By been down since fetus. Family real, recognize real. You looking unfamiliar, homie, that's my deal. Everybody know your boy's been rejected by the devil. Call a motherfucker Wolf J Flywheel. What up?
Your butt
whole life's been a waste of time. Feel like I lost my mind, can focus on my grind. The only thing I ever think about is bad shit. I think I've gone batshit, I'm pulling out the ratchet to blast it. Put the gun to my dome piece, pray to God that this dog may finally have found peace. Say goodbye to my homies, all my fans and fam and everybody else that knew me. Cause I was sick, I couldn't take it. I put a bullet right through my brain, both fragments on the pavement. Feeling fucking lower than the basement. The mark that I made in life, I really wanted to erase it. Rewind and replace it, go back to the basics. Wipe the slate clean, give my life a new facelift. I was lost in the darkness, alone with my hardships. Goddamn, this life's so heartless.
You ever felt you don't belong like me? Like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? Well, I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the rest in peace. Have you ever felt like you don't belong like me? Like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the rest in peace. Have you ever felt like you don't belong like me? Like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the rest in peace.
Hey yo, kids would tell me the reason these demons are chasing me around this room. I swear that they wanna eat my soul. Trying to do better, but really I'm fed up. I hope that my mama don't get to read my suicide note. Everyone thinks that I'm doing better, but they do not see the pain in my heart. I'm ready to slit my throat. I'll put this gun up to my head, apply pressure and scream out that God as I blow my load. I've been sitting with the devil on my shoulder for a minute. Fuck repenting, I just want to reach the finish, but it wasn't helping. I was starting back at the beginning. I was never winning. I was always looking like the villain. My depression hit the ceiling. Now I'm having fits of rage. Figure the gauge and try to open up my head to ease the pain, but this voice inside my room keep yelling, please don't go away. You make it out this hole, go ahead and put the gun away. Now start, like what the fuck you think you're doing if I die? How many lives am I gonna roll and suck it up? Go roll a blunt and keep it moving, cause the ones depending on you don't know what you're going through. Now stop, like what the fuck you think you're doing if I die? How many lives am I gonna roll and suck it up? Go roll a blunt and keep it moving, cause the ones depending on you don't know what you're going through right now.
Never felt you don't belong like me? Like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? Well, I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the can't take this pressure.
Hold my breath before I fall. I don't wanna be awake. Got this voice inside my mind that tells me I am nothing great. I fail to see the good in all. Positivity is gone. Allow my soul to leave my body and my blood to hit the wall. Feel this pressure, all this pressure. Feel it welling up inside me, all this pressure, all this pressure. In my mind, can move my body, my depression, my depression. I feel it welling up inside. I've been plagued by this anxiety, and I would rather die. I'm pissed off. I don't like rappers dropping shit songs. Jigsaw couldn't take a piece of me, my shit's raw. This all could be avoided if I would just lift off, but no one's ever listening when it spits off. Authentic life is like a box of bullshit, but I ain't gonna act like I'm not the culprit. I did what I did, I'm a man, but the shit is digging in my head. I'm about to go back to my Glock, to my school shit. But what kind of message would that leave for the kids? I guess they could teach a lesson about the demons within. If they win, you lose 1 week and that's it. After the funeral, you cease to exist, and it's a sad truth. But what can a man do? Like myself in the damn booth when I get put in a bad mood. It's like I got a glass glued to my hand. Another night hugging the toilet, passed out in the bathroom. I will never run out of liquor as long as my thumb's on the trigger. No one death is upon you, takes all of the fun out of living. When I get drunk, I'm the villain. I got a cup full of venom and I'm drinking it with my middle fingers up to the ceiling. I got little to no faith left. Fuck minimum wage paychecks. I'm ready to go apex. Predator and just break necks. So stay back, you'll get eaten alive. I got a list of 1,000,000 different reasons to die, but what matters is the one reason I don't. Fuck a friend and an enemy, I've been beat up by both. My family are the ones that keep me afloat, so they're gonna be the ones with me kicking our feet up on boats. I ain't leaving a note, cause I won't leave them alone. I know I would be a big missing piece of a whole, so excuse me if I wash away my sorrows with spirits. It's the only way I know how to clean up my soul. Let's go! Before I fall, I don't wanna be awake. Got this voice inside my mind that tells me I am nothing great. I fail to see the good in all. Positivity is gone. Allow my soul to leave my body and my blood to hit the wall. Feel this pressure, all this pressure. Feel it welling up inside me, all this pressure, all this pressure. In my mind, can move my body, my depression, my depression. I feel it welling up inside. I've been plagued by this anxiety, and I would rather die. Can't take this pressure.
I refuse to be a victim. I'ma fight for survival. I know what I'm worth and I know what I write is vital. People quote my words like it came right from the Bible. The only real thing you see is the light when your eyes close. Think about that. No, really, think about that. When we get too old, they bring us round back. Throw us away and forget us. After the earth wrinkles our mask. After they recruit us, they use us. After we become useless, they shoot us and just find some new ones. We go through life thinking we're the special ones, but the special ones grow fewer and fewer. We are just players true to our viewers. We forget that snakes ain't nothing new to Medusa. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. If I can help it, I'll avoid confrontation. If I can help you, I'll bring joy across the nation. But I'll strap on my helmet if I'm forced into danger. Threaten me or my family and get thrown towards the angels. Or the demons, bliss or darkness, whichever lore you believe in. There's so much more to believe in than a lord when you're breathing. But of course, to afford those secrets, you must have no morals or reason. What a strange world we live in. I put spirits to lyrics. If I ever speak the truth, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But you can't put fear in the realist. I'm still here and I'm near. And when people steer clear when they feel they're severely addicted. But my addiction ain't nothing compared to what you see on television. What these rappers rap about is self-inflicting. They don't help the children. They just be cooking in the hellish kitchen, whipping up garbage to feed yet another selfish vision. But I ain't participating. I'm going against it and watch. I will still be able to get known in an instant. As long as my head don't get blown in a flow with my rants. When I die, I'll forever be known as the ghost of the limit. There's no slow on commitment. If you're showing resentment towards me, then you need to take a second look. Who's in control of the business? I'm just a vocalist spitting, hoping I don't get thrown in the home where the dope are in prison. I'm too focused to giving. I'm gonna beat me to the top, whether you like it or not. Not gonna freeze and flop. I'm the cream of the crop. I always feed for my props. Not gonna be like my pops. They say I preach like a guy, but I ain't preaching religion. The only thing I believe in is me and my squad. PMR with the dogs that you fear at the park. It's the part where your jaw drops and you realize that we're here, but we've been here from the start. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim.
We in the zone, no telling where it's got us going. No going home, things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Tell me how you hype, just say so. Man, I'm living life, I don't lay low. Brought some weapons and I guess I bring a payload. Shocking out of anybody in my way, whoa. Tell the devil I'll be back to get my halo. Till then the motherfucker better stay home. All the power that I hold is finna blow the roof off. Any place I bring a mic, I might take souls. Back up, the shit is real as it gets though. Flow cold, dead nice like a headstone. Rappers popping up, I make them vanish like presto. Stop, drop and roll, I make a fire just to get smoke. Life ain't living it in luxury, nah. But I'm someone they all wanna be, yeah. Guess it's saying that I must just be the next best thing to ever come and touch the scene, whoa. Man, I make a wave like Poseidon. Soon enough you gonna see me with the trident. King in my blood until the day I stop rhyming. Which will be never cause my intelligence climbing. Look, y'all been irrelevant, better settle with bars. 16's off, rip like I'm a veteran dog. I've been better than many, stepping in the middle to spar. I feel a little me ain't literally a star. We in the zone, no telling where it's got us going. No going home, things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Shit go hard, no doubt about that. Power for the moving, then we bring it right back. Like I'm just going pedal to the metal in the fast life. Hoping that you get up on the way before it crash, right? Telling me that I'ma get it whenever the right time comes. But they will never be ready for that when I hype my buzz. I've been living alone and I'm feeling like I'm in the zone right now. So close to blowing up like I'm the bomb right now, whoa. checking for the team get big. We all no doubt been on that heat wave shit. Everything we do has been a banger for your ears. Perfect melodies, we hungry so we eat that shit. Making waves at a rapid pace, I can pass the days. But talking crafty words to the crazy pattern for accolades. We have the greats and that'll be that. I'm just here to have the stage. A rap to y'all what I've written and thought over the passing days. But it's plain and in vain to the whole game knowing that my pain and my game be the same thing showing. With my name be the thing that they all speak, hoping that I say every page, leave no line left open. I'm a G-O-D, you just a D-O-G. I keep my shit low key until the beat O-D. I'm in the Z-O-N-E until I throw in the key. Just keep on throwing the heat, they know me, cause we
in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment. And own it, yeah. We in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment. And own it, yeah.
King Cole, J. Phil, power requires hustle. Jelly I might have a drinking problem. You know. Cause I ain't got a problem drinking. You know. Man, I got a lot of problems. These drinks keeping me from overthinking. So let's just roll one up, throw a shot. Fuck it, let's get fried. Let's roll one up, throw a shot. I'm drunken out my mind. I got a drinking problem. I ain't got a problem drinking. Let's go. I got a drinking mind problems in my life away. Fade to gray, let the ego turn into a monster. Cause I'm Tanqueray. Told my baby mama I was slowing down. But I bought the entire bar another round. Keep the party jumping till the AM. I come through slaying. Soldier checker do like Walter Payton. Fuck this dude and his 9 friends. Call this shit a strike when I knock down 10 pins. Y'all ain't even that dope at all. I'm here for the easy women and the hard alcohol. Shit turned into an all-out brawl. Swinging pool cues like Monday Night Raw. I'm just trying to get these beers rolled back. Then maybe chase the Kraken with a little bit of jack. Roll me a blunt and eat a few snacks. What's so damn offensive about that? I might have a drinking problem. You know. Cause I ain't got a problem drinking. You know. Man, I got a lot of problems. These drinks keeping me from overthinking. So let's just roll one up, throw a shot. Fuck it, let's get fried. Let's roll one up, throw a shot. I'm drunken out my mind. I got a drinking problem. I ain't got a problem drinking. Let's go. I got a drinking problem. Get it, let me get it back. I might take a shot of tequila and mix it with the jack. Everybody know we from that drinking generation. Get my middle fingers up, cause I know my liver hate me. I might shoot a shot glass and wash it with some gasoline. Swallow a ball of fire, ain't nobody bad as me. While I'm posted in the back, blowing on some tangerine. And my bitch is bad, her ass is jumping like a trampoline. I'm a bar hopper, baby. We call that honky talking. From the south, where we say a lot, but don't do lots of talking. Yeah, I got a lot of problems, so I got some empty bottles. The falling feels like flying till we finally hit the bottom. I might have a drinking problem. You know. Cause I ain't got a problem drinking. You know. Man, I got a lot of problems. These drinks keeping me from overthinking. So let's just roll one up, pour a shot. Fuck it, let's get fried. Let's roll one up, pour a shot. I'm drunken out my mind. I got a drinking problem. I ain't got a problem drinking. Let's go.
I make my girlfriend nervous. Babe, please, I'm hardly swerving. Listen, dog, I'm probably smoking in that styrofoam for certain. Pour a shot of Jack Daniels. Now that whiskey got me lurking. I've been swimming in this Jack. I'm about to die right in the cervix. Give me 2 jump beans. I need a Sprite for the air. Been smoking briefers, wet my beat sounding fine. Let me hit that yak. Been drinking Douce. Don't you play? Who got them perks? Them 7 5s. I mean, probably
was there to save me from my own personal guilt. To like a cow I called home to find my family. I'm trying.
Yo, it's your boy Jester the Undead.
And Sam Grimm.
And together we are Sick Fist. And right now, you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with your boy Skippy Ickham.
Individual separated from the norm and simple. I'm a little bit different, so they call me mental. Never be the for the victim, I'm a murder by the race. Trigger token with an automatic bucket at their brain. I'm the same to swing things, I murder to maintain. For lame brains, I fake things, I let them feel my pain. No need to relate fake with a way to escape fate. The pressure on my plate is opening my gates. Release what they might say with the 40 that I spray. I leave your body reeking like a sin of that bomb, babe. I got a mind full of hate and sin. I got a 40 cal Glock that I'm packing win. They bring the competition to the fight that they will win. So I heard the cattle to the battle that I fight to the end. I'm verbal attacking and trigger token with the wickedness. My life has got me twisted in every pub and no fear in this heart. Lokes ain't a rip them apart. Separate the haters from the ones with the pure hearts. Like a Trojan in battle, searching and seeking destroy. Watch my enemies crumble like the city of Troy. Can deploy on like the suckers like a bomb I deploy. And keep my low poison till the time I rejoice. The time amidst, casting like a shadow as I lead you through battle. With soldiers that'll slaughter enemies like cattle. When we're riding on you suckers like a snake with the rattle. And inject them with so much venom that they body dismantles. I stay pissed. Live with the gift to get wicked. Separate the phonies and the game with the quickness. Spreading like the sickness 95 on you bitches. Make man's a remedy to end all existence.
Tongue, I put up my syrup, I'm cocking it like a gun. Whenever I gotta tell them. 1, 2, 3, continue giving them off the tip of the tongue. I put up my syrup, I'm cocking it like a gun. Whenever I gotta tell them.
Welcome to the mind of a lyrical criminal. From the beginning I was chosen with greatest murder and flows. I'm a sick and individual chemist with syllables. Trigger tongues, breaking anatomy, leaving your brain exposed. See a lot of people chopping for really, ain't got no clarity. I tell you one thing, niggas ain't touching Looney's delivery. Hit a motherfucker, wanna get a pop and get over with the choppers. Like I whacked with the elements, I be steady running with the llama. Step up when I press up when the AK's unload. I'm vicious with scriptures, I take off your dome. Gorilla for Skrilla, in the pants I keep chrome. I'm the Iceman with these verses, leave niggas froze. You don't really wanna get it, whatever, I'm really going hard. Get twisted up, leave body parts in the yard. Looney in a name, I got it because I acted. When I finish this, you'll be hooked just like an addict. Hit them with the venom when I get to chopping, you don't want to murder my opponents every bourbon. Now that I have rose and chosen from the gods to build a murk and everything I spoken. People tell me that I'm on a win. In the air I'm floating, levitating like Houdini. With this chopping you can be me. Coming quick to pack a war, I mainly fight the enemy. I'm chasing after enemies, I hope that God forgiven me. I have a bigger vision, counting money, never stressing things. Only getting critical, I have to pack a deadly weapon. People dying, bodies dropping everywhere, just know I'm spraying. Never playing, take my music serious like niggas belling. Call the reverend on a tough, people try this fucking felon. Run up a kills, I really get to get back in my shit to get drag a Chevy. You don't know me, run up on me, got one murky for the petty situation. Get intense, take his face, there is no pity. Give you Colorado, trigger tongues, I'ma chop shit down. 1, 2, I continue giving them off the tip of the tongue. I put up my syrup, I'm cocking it like a gun. Whenever I gotta tell them. 1, 2, 3, I continue giving them off the tip of the tongue. I put up my syrup, I'm cocking it like a gun. Whenever I gotta tell them.
B, Nas, and AZ, they was major. This is classic, I ain't think about the paper. Too much money in the majors. I'm too humble, I just wanna make classics. Have a cold following that rivals all the masses. I don't wanna be A. He lost himself, sold his soul, fuck the wealth. Chicago needed him. Shy kids believed in him. What he do, he out there deceiving them. That nigga's a snake, a black man reppin' self-hate. Try to make America great. A house nigga is a house nigga. Guess that's what he about, nigga. If that's fame, I don't really need it. The industry got me heated. He wasn't great, I can't believe it.
Don't say I can't have it, 'cause that just makes me want it more. Number one status. I gotta do the damn time before. Don't be mad at me when I get it. You gon' be mad at me when I get it done.
Yeah.
Don't be mad.
Rock him, Daddy Kane, LL, rock bells, memorize verses early on, the shit was worth it. Studied Wu-Tang, Raekwon's flow was perfect, but Ghost was a favorite. You can hear it in my voice, love Mob Deep, fan of the Beastie Boys. Those cats was mad wow, to live Kweli, most deaf rocking crowds, dreaming of that dream life, that's why he made the beat, yo, it seems right. This lifestyle seemed perfect, so I got to working, pen and a pad, flip my style, write a verse a while. Classy flow, I write my shit down in cursive now. Try to take the curses out, but that ain't working out. Promote the track so they can shoot it down. Figure what I'm doing now. I guess I'm too thought-provoking. Got me chilling on the beat, catch his hook, steady coasting.
Don't say I can't have it, 'cause that just makes me want it more. Number one status. I gotta do the damn time before. Don't be mad at me when I get it. You gon' be mad at me when I get it done. Don't be mad.
Tupac, Biggie Smalls was the greatest until I heard Big L. I wish he could've made it. Couldn't survive being famous, or was his legacy lifestyle or the rich and dangerous? We'll never know. Digging in the crates, Fat Joe had a raw flow. Now he wanna make hits. I miss Flo Joe. I hate he on that Khaled shit. What happened, Cartagena? This a fan, not a diss. And this fan breathe this shit. Deep cover on that punch shit. Fuck the sales. To me, Terror Squad run shit. Now it's time for me to make it, but the game ain't on the same shit. Now they rockin' purses and some makeup. Bars don't mean a thing. Half these cats will get ate up. So instead of rocking mics, I'm chilling at a job, just waiting on a pay stub.
'Cause that just makes me want it more. Number one status. I gotta do the damn time before. Don't be mad at me when I get it. You gon' be mad at me when I get it done. Don't be mad.
Seems there's a little trouble on the home front. So while Jai is away from home, we holding it down for him. OD, FOE, baby, family over everything.
Much love.
Yo.
All these haters make me laugh. Ha ha, saying we whack. You need to just fall back. Had my swag before the track. I know that you're feeling me. Wanna be part of my team. Think you'll make one of us sleep. We stay close like family. Could never compare to me. They calling me icy. Cold front coming, so please don't even test me. I could do what I do, even with my eyes shut. Hands tied, getting busy. I don't even have to front. You already know this. Our crew taught us how to stunt. Best if you notice. I'm not afraid to be blunt, just like a game of chess. And I'll take your pawn. What? Staying breezy, it's no stress. W starting with the best. You know that we running this. We ain't never done with this. What part of it did you miss? You know that you're feeling this. You can't even stop with this. You know that we running this. We ain't never done with this. What part of of it did you miss? You know that you're feeling this. You can't even start to diss.
All you do to be talking junk, cause we taught you how to stunt. Dude, it really ain't my problem, and I don't have to front. Still be questioning my name and my credibility. This is why I'm in the game. You have no ability. Say I'm a sinister dude, but I don't have time. I hit B up from behind. My opinion, she's a dime. Tried to get her, but she's mine. Sorry, that's expired time. You know I rip 513.
Gardens don't be phasing.
3 bullets, 7 knives. Still a man don't have to cry. With larger packages. No, the girls don't laugh at me. I suggest you take Viagra. You should take 2 or 3. Strive to be positive. Don't let that stuff get to me. Saw your track on MySpace.
It didn't offend me.
Sat back with some Jack and rum. I got in a laugh for 3. You say I'm untalented? You tell me how that could be.
You know that we running this. We ain't never done with this. What part of it did you miss? You know that you're feeling this. You can't even start to diss. You know that we running this. We ain't never done with this. What part of it did you miss? You know that you're feeling this. You can't even start to diss.
Hey, what's wrong with going out to Olive Garden? Oh, that's right, y'all were at Target applying for a job. I give y'all an E for effort. Now's your move. It is a game of chess.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncovering the Underground podcast radio show. This is your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. I want to thank you for tuning in tonight and checking us out. If you're listening on the Spreaker podcast radio app, or you're streaming it from their website or downloading it after the fact, please hit the share button, share it around to your friends and family. Got a lot of great things for tonight's show. Real quick, we do want to announce this Sunday, the 31st, at the Foxtail in south side of Pittsburgh. We do have myself, Skippy Ickham, and Ghost the Demented performing with Twisted. If anybody is in this area and still looking for tickets, hit us up. We do have Brutal Business Entertainment models Bella Rotten and Painless in Denial that'll be there. And also the newest announcement to Brutal Business Entertainment, which is actually going to be dropping right this moment. Some of you might have seen that tonight's show we would be unveiling our newest artist, and that is going to be an artist that's performing with us on Sunday as well. That is DJ GWK, Gucci White Kid, out of Chicago, Illinois, and we are just really excited to have him on the label. Amazing DJ, awesome rapper, great guy, and we're going to be doing a lot of really fun things and awesome things coming up for you guys. So come check out the set if you're in the Pittsburgh area. Got a lot of other festivals and great shows coming up this summer from Brutal Business. Check that out. Got our first wrestling event that we're throwing with Brutal Business Entertainment Pro Wrestling in April. So you can hit us up on our Brutal Business Entertainment page and check that out. And you can keep tuning into the Uncovering the Underground radio show as you're listening to tonight. So tonight's episode, we do have a very, very awesome guest on the show. We have Simply the Rabbit. Been a friend of mine for a while on social media. We've talked over the years. We've done some work together. And it was awesome to be able to get him on the show tonight. So we're going to, get into interviewing him in just a moment. If you are listening, like I said, please hit that share button, share that around, and feel free to interact with us on the chat on the Spreaker podcast app itself. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of background on Simply the Rabbit. Claiming to be a nowhere kid, Simply the Rabbit doesn't exactly have one place he calls home. Over the course of his life, he lived in numerous places, never really fitting in anywhere that he went. Through his teens, he could always be found with a notebook and pen along with headphones blaring. He would constantly write songs over anything he could find. He found rap at a young age when his cousin had him listen to Snoop Dogg's album Doggy Style at the age of 5. He was hooked instantly. Throughout his life, he would write lyrics for fun. Then at the age of 17, a friend of his showed him how to write a proper 16, and he's been writing ever since. After 10 years of writing, he decided it was time to share with the world his music and his vision. He released a small 7-track EP titled Follow the Rabbit in 2014, a full-length title Dig In 2016, and on January 17th, 2019, he released Am I Late? Everything can be found at simplytherabbit.bandcamp.com. Again, that's simplytherabbit.bandcamp.com, facebook.com/simplytherabbit, and Instagram at simplytherabbit. Make sure you check him out. Without further ado, we would like to welcome you, Simply the Rabbit. What's going on, homie? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me on tonight, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. As I've told many of the last guests on the show, is I love my show because it's not only something I can, expose, the background behind a lot of great artists out there to the world, so that they get to meet their people they listen to and get to find out who they are. But it's just a way of bringing on friends and getting to know even friends better, and I love to do that. And we've been kind of kicking it for a while online and done some work together, and it just made sense to try to get you on.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to drop that track too. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that later in the interview, absolutely. But now I'm excited for it as well. We were actually trying to, for those listening out there, this is kind of a long time coming, because whenever we were doing the Brutal Business Entertainment podcast radio show on No Fucks Given Radio, we were going to bring Simply the Rabbit on that show, and scheduling things just kept not happening, and then that show obviously got shut down whenever they closed doors. So whenever we got the new show started, it was definite that we had to get him on the show. So I appreciate your patience on that, but I'm glad you were finally able to kind of mesh and get you on the show.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So why don't you tell for those listening who may or may not know who you are, why don't you tell them a little bit about who you are? And obviously we read you the bio out there, but I'm sure you fans want to know how he got started and maybe how he came to be where he's at today.
Well, when I was younger, I kind of my earliest memory is with music. I grew up going to concerts throughout my entire life and all that, and going from like country to like rock and all, like rock concerts and all that. And then as I got older, I don't know, I just found myself like really sucked into music while other kids were going out and playing. Like, don't get me wrong, I did like sports and all that, baseball and whatnot. But if I wasn't out on the field or in the gymnasium playing, I was usually in my room bumping some of the newest music that was out at the time. And around sixth grade, I really found my like just niche of music. At the time, like Korn was really big, and they became my all-time favorite band. Jonathan Davis is my man all the way through. His voice. My father, I'm going to quote my father here. He said it best. Jonathan Davis's voice isn't just a voice; it's also an instrument to the music. Like Korn's music would be nothing without Jonathan Davis's voice.
Yeah, there are some bands that if you don't have the singer part of the band, it still might suffer a little bit, but they could continue on and do quite well. And there's certain bands that without that presence of a singer, I don't think it mattered who you get, it wouldn't fit correctly. And I think Korn definitely would fit in that category. Without Jonathan Davis, I think that Korn couldn't properly function. They could try to go on, but they wouldn't do very well without him as a band. It would kind of lose the feeling of what Korn is.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to call them Korn anymore at all. They would have to have like a whole new name, like call them Cobb or something. But a little dry humor. Jonathan Davis is probably, Korn in itself really is like maybe my number one influence for music. Like from day one, man, when I heard him and saw him, I was like, this is what I got to do. I was just enamored by it all, and I'm like, this dude is amazing. And then from there, I started like really writing, writing out. It started as poems at first, and then later on in life, when I got into like my third year of ninth grade, because I was one of those kids that would walk in the front door and then walk out the back door for school. I was more interested in living life. I jumped schools very young, probably at a time that I shouldn't. We moved from one area to another, one like Richie Pritchie neighborhood to Schenectady, New York, and I was always like picked on and shit in the other neighborhood, and when I moved out to Schenectady, it was like home. It was weird. Definitely.
Some places just feel like home, though, man. It's weird. It can be beyond what you would normally think, or an area that you would never think would ever be somewhere you'd want to live, and then you get there and it's just like, okay, this feels like home.
Yeah. For real though, like, see, when I lived in Boston Spa first, they everybody always had like that designer shit, you know. They always had the top name brand stuff. And that just, I was kind of poor. I know everybody was like poor growing up and all that. I'm not like knocking it or nothing. Like, I was just giving my story. We, you know, food stamps, you know, shit like that. And when we moved, and like not many people were when I was there. But then when we moved out to Schenectady, it was like everybody was on the system in one way, shape, or form. So it was, you know, just normal there. And I wasn't, I always got, like I said, I got picked on and shit, which I'm a big advocate for bullying. Like, don't fucking bully, man. Any of y'all listening right now, if you have kids and shit, teach them not to bully. The world is a crap place as is. We don't need more of it.
No,
But
I agree. I mean, that's,
you know,
it's definitely been something I've pushed through my music as well, as like my songs like Saved by the Shell and things like that, is you know, teach your kids not to bully, teach them right and wrong, because it can turn out very bad.
Yes, sir. But you know, I never had any of those crazy type of thoughts or anything. But we moved out here. We moved out to Schenectady, and then third year of ninth grade, a friend of mine, he rapped. He wanted to record, and he wanted to get me on a song. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how to do this. And he's like, go write a poem. I'm like, okay. So I went and I wrote a poem, brought it back to him, and he's like, bro, you're writing in rap form already, you know. And then he just kind of structured it a little bit more, and he's like, here's 16 bars, now read it. I started reading it to him, and he started giving me like a count, like a beat, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it kind of just came natural, you know. It was already like in my blood. So from the age of 17 on, yo, it was a rap.
And
literally,
you know, that's how it usually comes together, man. Is I started out writing poems myself, and you know, over a while, I just kind of started. You know, I always liked hip hop and I always liked rap, and I just wrote poetry. And I was in a metal band, and I just kind of on the side liked writing rhythmic shit. And then I started kind of putting it to a beat, and I'm like, you know what, I can do this with it. Why am I not doing this? And then it just kind of over the years came together.
You know, and then I was from there, you know, I kind of just treated it like it was a hobby at the time, and like I just wrote and wrote and wrote. I didn't really have any means to record. Like at one point, my stepfather had like one of those little fucking karaoke machines that you can buy at Walmart, like back in the day, and I would put it like. ICP and them talk about this all the time, how they used to do it. Fucking put a cassette tape in, and then like another cassette tape with beats, and play it, record it on the other one, and just. And I mean, it was really for my personal enjoyment. I never really showed many people. And then over the years, I got my own computer and like my own mic and all that, and it kind of just took off from there. That was probably, I want to say, around the time my daughter was born, who I'm pretty sure is listening right now. I want to take a second and say hi, Luella, I love you. And she was born in 2007, and that's when I kind of started to take it a little more serious. I started like studying rappers in a sense, like listening how they flow and like cadence and all that type of shit. And around that time, my main influences would be like Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. A little sprinkle some Army of the Pharaohs on top there. I'm trying to think of like who I was really listening to back then, and of course, you know, Twisted and ICP and all that. They were a big. I found them probably around ninth grade, first year, and you know, as anybody who does, they kind of get sucked into that world.
Absolutely.
I'll always have love for my original ninjas. But then yeah, I just kept writing and writing and writing, living life, and then about 4 or 5 years ago is when I was like, all right, I'm really gonna release something now. Nothing. This is no joke. I want to do this, and I have to make it happen. And that's when I recorded that little 7-track EP, "Follow the Rabbit." And I'm pretty sure you can relate, being an artist yourself, when you put your first like project out, you have like such reservations about it. Like, it's like, oh my goodness, what are they gonna think? Da da da. And luckily, at the time, I started to build a little bit of a team, and they all had my back, and they're like, "Yo, do it, do it, do it." So I did it, and the response was kind of not overwhelming, but it definitely like made me stand up straight. Like, okay, they want to hear what I have to say, and I've been doing that. I've been doing it ever since. It's been go nonstop.
And you know, there's I completely relate, because I remember releasing my first album, and not even necessarily my first album. I mean, I released the first one was kind of like a burnt disc that I handed out, but I remember whenever I flicked the switch to be, you know, in the mindset of, okay, let's do this for real this time, and I released In My Darkest Hour, and I remember putting that project together, and I was going to get it printed and pressed, and it was going to be the first thing I ever put on iTunes, and really pushed and promoted, and I'm like, you know, is this good enough? Is my vision, you know, the right vision to release on them? And then when I did, and everybody started really adapting to it and liking it, and Ickham started picking up a buzz, and I'm like, okay, people actually do want to hear this, all right.
Yeah.
And obviously several albums have come out since then, but it was, you do have reservations at first. You're like, I don't know if this is, what if I put this out and everybody just fucking laughs at me? And you're like, I put so much time into this project. This is, I think the first one's the most important one, honestly.
Yes, exactly. That's more what I was getting at. Yeah, and oh man, I had something I was gonna say. I lost it. Darn it.
Always come back. We got plenty of time.
Yeah. Oh well. Ultimately, what I was gonna say is like, since then, I've learned just to really not give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and clearly, there's people out there that are gonna like it. So I mean, I may piss off, you know, some fans I have now with this song because it's not their style, but I can almost guarantee if you keep listening to the album, you'll find something that's yours, because I like to jump all over the place. I like to do different things. Like, I can get really gritty and grimy into horrorcore shit, but then if, you know, on the like, listen to Am I Late, and then you got a song on there like Put Your Cups Up, which is all about partying and drinking and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I like to go all over the place.
And I usually adapt and, you know, seem to click better with artists that aren't just one specific style. Because even if you look at the show, for example, most everyone I've brought on the show so far, other than a few, are multi-genre or multi-faceted, you know, artists where they have all kinds of different ways of doing things. They might sing and rap. They might also play an instrument in throughout their music. Most everybody does several things, and like you have different styles. You're not just horrorcore, you're not just hardcore, you're not just hip hop. You're a mix of everything, and that's great.
The next project I have in mind, I actually there's gonna be some on the softer side on there too. I haven't gone that way yet, and I already have plans for. I just dropped a fucking album a few months ago, and I'm already like planning on my next one. Next, like 3, honestly.
You can't ever stop, man. Even when you drop them, it's a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because you're like, you know what, I'm getting shit done, and I'm pumping out music, and I'm excited, and I'm getting bigger. But then it's a curse because then you look at it and you're like, no matter what I do, as soon as I drop that album, I can't even take time to sit back and relax and enjoy that album because I'm already starting to write the next one.
Right, exactly. Like, I'll go and I'll record I'll go and record like 20, 25 tracks, and then I'll only put out like 17, 18, and then I'll take the other ones and I'll start like picking out ones that I'm gonna put on the next album. I'll already be like 3, 4 tracks ahead.
That works out good. Or if you don't feel like it fits an album project, you have singles that you can drop in between projects that help. I don't want to say filler, because by no means should anybody just release filler out, filler music, but
Right.
you have, so to speak, filler that's in between your albums. Like I just released a song called "This Pressure," which actually I aired for the first time tonight on the radio show earlier during the uninterrupted music hour.
Yo,
And that's not going to be
woke
on
up-
any album. That's just simply a single to put out in between albums to give the fans something to jam to and still be like, "Damn, Ickham's killing it," before
Right,
I
I-
drop the next project. So it's kind of filler in a way.
Yeah. It sucks that you have to use that word filler too. We should just
Yeah, I
come
don't
up.
like the word because it makes it sound like it's just garbage. Oh, I'm just throwing out some filler music. No, I don't mean it in
Yeah.
the same context. It's a good single to help fill in the gap.
Yep, there it
between
is.
projects.
Yeah. Instead of saying filler, we'll just say gap filler.
Yeah, it's the gap filler.
It's the gap filler.
No, man, that's how it goes. But I mean, digging into knowing you a little bit more, as I ask most all the artists that I bring on, to the show, is if you had to pick your favorite moments so far in your musical career, what comes to mind when you think, wow, the thing that I had done so far musically that I was just like, whoa.
Oh man. Jeez, there's been a few. I would have to say the very first one happened about 2 years ago. I randomly found Sutter Kane and hit him up and just started talking with him, and we got on the topic of beats because I found Sutter at one point and I just loved his beats, and push come to shove, or well, not really, but in the end I ended up with a whole EP worth of beats, which is actually I'm working on right now as we're speaking. That's the next project. Getting a whole entire EP done beat wise by an influence. You know what I mean? Like that was a pretty dope feeling to get that.
He's a dope artist, so I mean, I completely understand. Definitely a badass rapper and producer, and me and
His
him have
beats
actually
just
talked
bang.
a few times about possibly doing work together.
His beats just bang, man. I don't know what it is.
He brings that hardcore rawness. I mean, like if you listen to his music, I mean his rap style with the beats, he brings a hell of an intensity.
Right? It just oozes through his music. I love it. Really
It does,
laid
it's
back.
very unique too. I mean, there's a lot of people that do like the heavy rap rock. Don't get me wrong, but he does it in a very unique way that's unique to him.
Right.
I respect that.
Yeah, I would have to say that's like the one that sticks out the most. That
Well,
and
on the opposite end of that coin, what's the one moment that you had story wise musically that was just the shittiest moment musically ever?
Oh man, I try not to look at any situation as a shitty situation because you can always learn from any situation you're in. So what you may call a shitty situation, I may call a learning experience.
True, and I can respect that, because I was just thinking as you said that my shitty story is me getting my phone stolen when I was out of state by myself late into the night at a show I just performed at, getting lost and having to figure my way home in a pouring down fucking rainstorm and pitch black.
Ouch.
But as you said, though, it's a learning experience, because what did I learn? Don't be a fucking idiot and leave your phone sit somewhere that some jackoff can steal it. So as you were saying, it definitely was a learning experience, but at the same time, that was a shitty situation.
Right.
So I would say, what is your most unfavorable situation that you've come across that you say, you know what, that just sucked?
I decided to drop acid at a show out of town, and my dumbass did it at the hotel before going to the show, and as I got on stage is when it like really fucking kicked in. So it was definitely an experience. Right.
do that.
I promise. Yeah, I promise to never do. I promise myself to never fucking do that again. I would have to say that's
that can
shitty.
go all right or all wrong. It just depends on the swing of the night.
Right, right. And I mean, the night is definitely a memorable one, but I don't want to say for all the wrong reasons, because it wasn't. It was still a great night. I mean, I had fun with the people that I was with. I was just super fucking paranoid after that. Horrible. But I deal with major paranoia to begin with on a regular basis, so I was already able to get myself through it without like having a meltdown.
Well, that's good, because you know what? It's one thing that, you know, you do it, but if you start to go into that downward spiral, sometimes you can kind of climb your way back out, sometimes you can't. And when you can't, it can go all bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've had one of those experiences, but that doesn't involve music.
No, that's all right, man. We've all had those experiences, I think, one way or another.
True that. But
I mean, so you know, obviously we talked a little bit about who you are, where you came from. You know, and one of the questions I had, real quick, kind of a side note before I even ask my next question: how long have you been in New York?
All my life. I was born in Kentucky. I was born in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Okay.
My dad was in the Army. He was born on a hospital base, or a hospital Army base. We moved. They were normally from New York, so eventually they moved back. I was young, like I want to say like 6-8 months maybe, and I've just been here ever since. I've just lived all over of like upstate in a sense.
Okay, so you've been around, but mostly within the same vicinity, just a lot of different places.
Right, within the 518.
Okay. I was wondering, whenever I read your bio and it said you moved around quite a lot, I didn't know if it had something to do with military or not, so that kind of makes sense.
Right.
Actually, one of my we were talking about one of our most memorable moments. My band got to go and play Fort Belvoir military base down near Washington, D.C. for the Marines before they left for active duty to Afghanistan. And that would be one of my, I think, me personally, one of my most memorable moments is getting to go onto this military base. These dumbass kids, you know what I mean? We were just stupid. And getting to go down there and party and play death metal for a bunch of Marines that are getting ready to go across seas and fight in a war that a lot of them probably aren't coming back. And
Right.
It was a pretty dope moment. Definitely one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like a fucking dope time. I mean, you were basically amping them up, getting them ready to go, man. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a dope time.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. Like I said, we were young, and we were like, it was our first ever out of well, I'm trying to think if it was or not. It was our first ever, I believe, out of state show. It was many moons ago.
That PA show was my first out of state show.
Okay.
Oh man, but
I've been through several states now. It feels good. I'm slowly, trying to work my way further and further, but
that's the
not
goal.
as easy as one may think.
Spread,
especially
yeah.
when you have a full-time career. I mean, it'd be one thing if I could just, drop on a whim and go, but I can't, So it's you have to make do with little mini tours here and there.
Right. I mean,
eventually, maybe I'll get the right opportunity to be able to do all 50.
Eventually, man, you keep plugging away, dude. I'm a fan. Just know that.
Appreciate it, man. Likewise. I mean, that's why I like I said before, to bring people on the show that not only do I think fans want to get to know personally themselves, but someone that I want to get to know more behind the scenes and want to kick it with because I respect them and listen to their music. And everyone that's been on the show so far has been that case. And I think that's really because I'm down to take on interviews with people that hit me up and inquire about getting on the show, but mainly I'm picking people that I want to interview. So it's nice because it's like I said, I get to kick it with cool people that I respect and look into their music and like their music and get to also introduce them people to the world. So it's kind of a dope job.
Yeah, I want to take a second to tell everybody to hit me up, man. I love meeting new people, whether you're an artist or not. You know what I mean? Meeting new people is fun.
I agree. It's funny because back with my band that I just mentioned, our problem was we would go to shows, and then we would post up in the back of the show, and we were, we had a pretty nice name, and people liked us and would come for us. We were the weirdos that hid out in the back the whole time in like the corner to ourselves, and then we'd go out and play, and then kind of disappear again. We were like antisocial and kind of weird, and over the years we got better with that. But then when I kind of started separating and going into my hip hop side, I decided that wasn't going to happen anymore. I'm going to start talking to everybody, because the more people you know, the more people you network, the bigger army and things that you build, and the more connections that you make, the bigger you can get. So it doesn't make sense to ever do yourself the injustice of not talking to the fans and the people that are there at those shows. Maybe they didn't even like your music, but hey, maybe you meet someone that's fucking awesome, or you meet a great connection that even though they might not dig your stuff, they might want to hook you up with that connection. Or maybe they love your stuff and you just found one of your biggest fans ever. So I think it's important to go out and just shake hands and say, hey, thank you for coming out to the show tonight. Did you catch my set?
Right.
Or just in general online, I answer every single message that comes across. I think that's important.
Same. I mean, I try to get back as quick as possible. Sometimes I'll get swamped. Sometimes it'll be crickets, but I always try. It like my girl will be mad at me because I'll be up until like 11:30 midnight just messaging people, and she'll be like, "You ready to go to bed yet?"
My wife does that sometimes. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing over there?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to get caught up in all these messages and all this business stuff, because I have so many events going on right now and so many different things with all the artists on the label that's constantly answering messages and comments and making posts, and I actually have agendas. So like I get up every day, and it's not me just randomly posting all this stuff. It's like I know I have to get these 25 things done.
Right.
Sometimes it's like midnight. She's like, "Will you just go to bed already?"
Right. And then you always feel like when you have to put some stuff off until the next day that you wanted to do that day, you always feel like crap.
You do, and then it stacks up quick, because then it comes Friday, and you're like, "Well, I'm actually only on Wednesday right now. I'm fucking dying here. I'm getting off track."
Yep, exactly. But I mean, that's
an artist, though.
Yeah, I was about to say that's some of the pressures that comes with being an artist. You know, whether it be a musician or even like physical artists, like drawing or painting or something. You know, there's pressures everywhere with it.
You know, that's one thing I never was able to do. I was talking about that with a coworker the other day. Is I am very artistic in many different ways. The one way I definitely am not artistic is an actual art, as far as being able to paint, draw, sketch. Not at all. Not at all. How about yourself? Are you able to draw? Are you any good at actual art?
No, I can't. It's not like drawing people or objects or anything like that, but I can fucking doodle me something good. I mean, I do a lot with like line work. I wish I could like show something right now to explain what I mean, but I'll have to I'll show you something tomorrow or something like that. I have this canvas piece that I'm working on. It's my stepmother told me what it's actually called, but I can't remember the name right now. But I guess there actually is a name for it. I use it to like when I have panic attacks and shit like that. I'll start doodling, but it's like all lines. I don't know how else to explain it. But I can't like draw people or anything like that. Nah.
It's just, I don't know. I've never been. I mean, people always say the funny thing is, "Oh, I can draw stick figures." You know, people always say that funny ass line. Well, that's the truth. That is literally about what I'm limited to.
I could say the same. Yeah, like either you have a knack for it or you don't. You know, it's there's never really any in between. I have yet to meet an artist that's halfway good.
That's usually the case, and it's really funny because when someone says like, "Oh, I don't have a musical bone in my body. I don't have an artistic bone in my body," you always, as an artist, are kind of like, "Yeah, you do. If you really wanted to, you could rap like me. If you really wanted to, you could do this and that." And I think that's giving people too much credit, because first off, I really don't even like people that much, so it's kind of like, I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's like giving people too much credit, because I can't draw.
Right.
I mean, I know fucking damn well I can't draw anything. So if maybe I'm saying it to someone who's an artistic person who can draw, oh, sure you can, man. Just go to take time and practice it. No, motherfucker, I can't draw.
Right, right. I mean,
So maybe I need to accept it because I have people all the time say, "Oh, I'd love to rap, but I just can't do it." And I'm like, "Sure, you can." Maybe I just need to be like, "Yeah, you can't. Don't even do
right, right. You know, I used to say the same thing. Like, oh yeah, you can do it. It's not that hard. But you know, I think you might be onto something.
it." You know, sometimes you just gotta crush dreams, man. I mean, I'm all about motivating people to dream, but I always, feel like there's already too many rappers in the game anyway.
Right, right. It's like,
Everybody that meets a rapper.
you go ahead, you can dream all you want, but maybe this one isn't the one you should be dreaming about.
That's it. You know what I mean? And no hate out there. I mean, if you truly have a passion in it, go for it. But I think a lot of people get into music or getting into hip hop or getting into a lot of things just to kind of ride the coattails of that genre, what's big at that time. Like everybody wants to be a rapper now, and everybody follows the mumble rap trend, and everybody's out there making mumble rap type music because they think, oh, it's going to get me some pussy, oh, it's going to get me some money,
Right.
it's going to get me some fans and some likes, and that's cool. But dude, you're a fucking snake. Like if you come into my culture and you just make bullshit mumble rap garbage just to get a quick couple likes and some girls, like I want to beat the fuck out of you because this is actually something I put my life into and I strive for.
Right.
You're dumbing down and saturating my culture with bullshit.
Right, right. No, I can agree. I can agree with that. I have seen I have started to see mumble rap start to like infiltrate the like our side of the underground side of things, and it's starting to boil my potatoes, man.
I hear you, man. Like I've seen some horrorcore shit recently myself that has some heavy elements of garbage.
Right,
Just
right.
heavy
Just
elements
hot,
of trash.
like I'm
I
not
think we should make a whole new genre. Honestly, trashcore.
Oh my goodness, yo, we could make millions.
Yeah, but like, what do you classify that? Oh man, those guys over there, them are trashcore. Well, what's that consist of? Just sounding like fucking garbage.
You know what sucks though is people will eat that up. People will eat it up. People are dumb.
That's the thing is my wife told me a long time ago because my problem is I am so particular when I write and I'm such a perfectionist that I will rewrite things a million times, but I don't actually write them down. So everything's written in my head. So I sit in my head and I close my eyes and I just start to scribble in my mind all these lines and I revamp them and redo them on everything that I've ever written. And I'm so hard on myself. And sometimes she's like, babe, just don't be so hard. People don't care that much and you think they do and it's sad. She's like, but people by habit are dumb. She's like, and they're dumbed down. And she said, you have to sometimes cater to that dumbed down side, not meaning that you have to write any less than yourself, but I don't have to overthink everything I do because sometimes simple parts in my songs, and I'm like, that's too simple. Sometimes simple is all what people need.
Yep. Nah, I know that feeling because I get struck with that too. And one thing I say this to like my friends a lot, and you know that whole thing. It's hard for us to take our own advice. It's like we are our own worst critic. Like nobody is ever gonna pick apart our piece of work more than we are ourselves.
That's very true, man, because I write stuff and I've played stuff for people before. They're like, dude, that's amazing. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's fucking trash.
Right, same.
They're like, what do you mean that's trash? That's amazing. I'm like, yeah, no, nope.
I love it when people tell me like, oh, such and such is my favorite song. And it's like, really? Really? I don't even like that song.
That's usually how it happens, though. And it's funny because there's a lot of big artists that, like, biggest hits, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking world-renowned artists that I've watched documentaries on that have said that, like, the song that they blew up on and made them famous, the song that they have to play night in and night out for years and years, is the song that they hated and never even wanted to release in some cases. And it's funny that sometimes that's what gets you. So you're playing all these songs, and every night for the rest of eternity, you're playing this fucking jam that you hate, but that is the reason you got big.
Right. I've had similar shit happen. You know, like I said, people are like, "Oh, that's my favorite song. You should play it live tonight." Da da da. It's like, oh man, fine. And like, I don't know.
I have that song. Trust me. There's one in particular song that everybody I meet's like, "Oh, yo, Demon in the Darkness. Demon in the Darkness is the dopest jam." And I'm like, "Listen, I will fucking stab you." The thing
I
is, I
will say
don't
that
not
is
like Demon in the Darkness. I actually love that song, so don't let me make my fans think I don't like it, and don't make me make you think that you can't like that song, guys. But it's everyone I meet's like Demon in the Darkness. And I'm like,
you know, I can see it because that's the song. That's the song that I heard that I was like, yo, I dig this guy. I really like him. I think, and honestly, bro, I think it's the singing part, the singing that
it
you.
is. It's the singing hypnotizes people, and it
Yep.
brings a lot of fans. And so, by no means do I want to hate on that song because it's brought me a lot of fans, and I'm very thankful for the song. And I still love the song, and I still enjoy performing it. But I don't want to perform it every single show. And every show I have, people are like, "You gonna play it?" Or if I don't play it at the end, they're like, "I can't believe you didn't play that." I'm like, "Dude, I made the song like 5 years ago." I'm like, "I'm not playing it every single night still."
Right. My song like that is it's on the album Dig In. The name of the song is called Payback. Everybody seems to really love that song. And they want me to play it live, but I feel like it's too slow. I feel like it's too slow for me to play live.
You know what, though? Maybe sometime you should try. And the only reason I suggest that is I have a song, True Psycho, that is very slow for my style, but it has also been one of those ones that's like a cult favorite in a completely different way than Demon in the Darkness. But I have a lot of really hardcore actual Skippy Ickham fans, not just people that listen to Ickham, but that are people that follow it. And
Right.
a lot of them's favorite song, or one of their favorite songs, is True Psycho, which is an older song of mine that's incredibly slow. And at first, people kept saying, "You need to play that live. I want to hear that live." And I'm like, "I don't know. This fucking song is so incredibly slow." I'm like, I don't know how it would flow live, but I played it live many times over the years since then, and honestly, it works out pretty well.
Like I've played Payback a few times, but I try not to play it. If I don't have to play it, I don't play it.
Yeah, I can get that. The same kind of thing with my song is I don't really play True Psycho too often. Every now and again is kind of depending upon the crowd I'm going to have there, I'll throw it in to kind of surprise people when I enjoy playing it. But it's not something I would want to play at every show just because it isn't too incredibly slow.
I hear you there. But man, what else you got for me? I'm starting to.
Oh man, I mean, I guess I would say who's it that you want to be working with coming up? What artist are you having your crosshairs right now? If you don't mind sharing with us, that you want to get some projects with going on, whether that be just a single, whether that be a project itself. What kind of prospects are you looking at as far as wanting to work with on collaborations coming up?
Well, another one track I want to make happen is I want to get Syntax on a track. I think that would be pretty dope, and definitely gonna do something track wise with Sutter Kane. Man,
Those would be two good choices, honestly.
you know, I haven't really thought about it like really in depth. There's a few. I'm drawing a blank right now though. Shit.
That's what's good about being put on a spot, man, is you never know how you're going to jump out with the questions, because even if you think about them, sometimes they go blank whenever you get asked them. I know that we were talking about, we'll keep it brief on it, but we were talking about a possible collab down the road with me, you, and Loki, and I mean, that'd be a dope track, too.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, you know, everybody has their own individual style that would work very well on the track, and you know, there's just a lot of really good. That's what I told people is sometimes you got to put people who sound, or you would expect to sound great on a track together. Sometimes you have to make tracks where all three or all two or four, don't matter how many people you have in a track, but everyone's completely different.
Right.
Some people say, well, wouldn't that be a train wreck? They're nothing like each other. Well, that's the point.
Right.
Bring in a bunch of people that have different sounds and create one body of work that ends up being something very amazing and very unique.
Agreed. Sometimes those turn out to be the best songs, really.
They really do.
But you know, other than like I wanna work with everybody when it comes down to it. I mean, yeah, there's like a list of people that I wouldn't work with, but like again, I kind of want to work with everybody, you know. Um, but my top would have to be, you know, those tracks that we named. In the future, I know it's gonna take a while, but I want to do a track with Gmo Ski. I want to do a track with that guy so bad, like for no reason other than just to do it.
Pretty dope track, man. He's a beast.
You know, and that's other than that, like I don't really, I don't know. I enjoy working by myself, if that makes sense. Like,
No, honestly, man. I mean, here's the thing. My first two albums were mostly Skippy Ickum with maybe one or two, features, and then Giving Birth to Death and Nomophobia were very, very heavily, put together with collaborations with all kinds of different artists, just heavy collaborations. And then this new album that I'm working on right now called Absolute Zero is 100% Skippy Ickum, no features whatsoever, strictly Mike Fabian on the beat. It's his last project ever, and he actually already retired, so I'm using the last of the beats that we had for this project, and it's the last thing he's ever releasing. And I like both. I like collaborating with a lot of great minds and working with people, but at the end of the day, I ultimately like being alone.
Right.
I just feel like I can jump on a track and do my thing with it, and I always feel like the music I write with other people is still very much Skippy Ickum, but it's kind of a different side of me than necessarily my own stuff. But I do have some things that are coming up in the future that we'll be announcing with some projects that I'm working on with other artists. So even though this album is going to be strictly Skippy Ickum, there is a project coming up that's going to be definitely dope, that's going to be me and other artists together. So everybody stay tuned for that. I can't give you much insight on that just yet, but be keeping a lookout.
And you know, it's funny you hit me with this question though, because a few days ago I did ask myself the same question. I'm like, all right, who do I want to put on, you know, my next album? And and the ones that I came up with are the ones that I named so far, were tracks that I wanted to do, because I do eventually want to do an album where it's like heavily has features on it, more for like personal reasons, you know, like so I can say, yeah, I did a track with him, or you know, I did a track with her, you know.
But it gives you the opportunity to be able to say that you've worked with that person, for one, as you said, and it just makes for awesome songs. I mean, there's several artists that I work with. You were naming, you know, like you named Army of the Pharaoh Click earlier, and I've worked with some of those guys at this point, and done tracks with them, and when you sit back and look at it, you're like, oh shit, I listened to Army of the Pharaoh Click and Jedi Mind Tricks and things like that when I was a teenager, and was in love with the hip hop and the hardcore rap element of it. And then you're like, oh shit, I have some of these guys on my album, or I've worked with some of these guys. It's like, damn, okay. And then getting Twisted Insane on two of my tracks, and then King ISO, and it just started stacking up with all these artists. Work with Mad Child and all kinds of other people that you're like, holy fuck, all right, well, this is starting to get pretty real.
Right. Another artist that I do want to do a track with is PTB, Playboy the Beast. I do want to do a track with that guy. I've been bumping him for a while now.
Shout out to Billy, or excuse me, PTB. Just a fucking awesome artist. Truly someone that I've said for years now I give mad respect to. We've done several songs together, and he's always, whether it be my song or his own songs, whether it be features that he's done, and this guy has done a extensive amount of features in the underground.
Oh man, yeah.
He kills every single verse he does.
Yep, 100%. That's why I want to work with him, because he doesn't release a bad verse, you know,
and that's saying something, because this dude's released a couple hundred verses that I've heard, and he's fucking murdered every one of them.
Right. And I don't think you could listen to every verse that he's done. He's put out so many. Like, I don't think it's possible.
Well, I remember, so me and him have stayed in contact with each other over the years on different projects, and just, I think, kind of following each other, and put up a post the one time that was all the features that he had done in the last, 2 years. And it was like a little mini video, and it showed him scrolling down through iTunes, and each picture on there was a single that he did with someone. And it was page after page of singles. And like I said, there had to have been probably 150 songs right there, and that was only the last 2 years worth of collabs, and he's been doing this for years. And I was like, damn, bro, like how the hell do you write 150 fucking songs?
And
every
especially
one of them be fire.
Especially when people want him to do that chopper shit. Like, damn, bro.
And most of it's super chopper style. Yeah, he's doing double or triple time.
Right. That shit is insane. I don't know how he does it, man.
Mad love to him. I'll tell you what, I've probably worked with him about 5 or 6 times now, and he's murdered every verse he's ever done on any of my projects. We fit very well together on several of the tracks, and I'm sure we'll definitely work together in the future at some point. Right now, I'm not so focused on the collab aspect. Like I said, I got a lot of other things in store, but I'm sure when the world needs to bring us back together to do a song together again, it will.
Right. Hey, you never know. It might just be through me. Shit.
There you go. Could even happen right there. Fate could align and the stars align and everything would be good. But no, he's definitely someone I would suggest working with, man. He is a good business guy to work with, and he just, like I said, he just murders every single thing he does.
Dope.
We came out right about the same time too. I mean, he'd been rapping a long time, I believe, and so have I. But right around 2011, I believe, is when PTB hit the scene and like really started actually all of a sudden showing up in people's streams, and that was the same for me. It's right around 2011. I came out. I'd already been rapping for years, but that's whenever I like had dropped my first project and was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Skippy Ickham. Check me out," and just started kind of pushing it. And that was right around the same time he came out. A year or two later. Funny enough, again, we both released our labels around the same time. No, I kind of took a back seat with Brutal Business for a while and just had it as a couple friends. Billy actually absolutely killed, the murder music thing and got everybody on there. And then I kind of took mine a different route and looked at it from a different point of view and then built it up differently. But, obviously he has his thing going on over there. It's doing very great, and it's great to see.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
That's all right.
But other than that, like, I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head. Ask me again in like another month, and I can guarantee I'll have a shit ton more.
That's all right. Yeah, no, you named some pretty good names, and I think that would definitely. There's no one that you named on there that would be a bad fit by any means.
Dope.
Now, any big shows coming up? Anything you have going on that the people should know about?
Well, show-wise, I have a show coming up June 15th at the Low Beat in Albany, New York. I'm still getting details. I literally just locked in that date the other day, like 2 days ago. So I'm still getting details on that. Other than that, I'm taking bookings. Within reasonable distance, at least. Mainly, right now, I'm just working on putting merch together. I'm gonna be dropping a new shirt. I already have it, already posted it and all that, but I haven't started selling it yet because I'm still waiting for some other things to come in that are gonna go with it. Other than that, I'm working on trying to get my merch game up at this point. I'm going to be dropping physical copies of the new CD and my late relatively soon. I just set all the artwork and stuff out to my art guy. Big ups to Jared Appa of M. Designs. He does all my shit. I just sent it all over to him, so he'll be, doing all that over the next couple of weeks. So I'm shooting for, we're in March. Yeah, I'm shooting for April, near the end of April, if not beginning of May, to have the physicals of that. And then I'm also going to be re-releasing Dig In, the first full-length album I did. I'm going to be re-releasing that with bonus tracks, but basically it's Dig In and the first EP I ever released, Follow the Rabbit, put together on one CD. It's going to have alternate artwork and all that, so that's going to be coming as well. And then right now I'm in the process of writing for that Sutter Kane EP. As well as slowly jotting things down for the next full-length album I want to do. And then I also have a side project that is being worked on called Severed 7. ultimately what it's supposed to be is a collection of solo artists. Like, think of Slaughterhouse, Wu-Tang, just to name some groups that people may know, Army of the Pharaohs, how they're all individual solo artists on their own means, but they all come together collectively to make an album. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's you can make some really amazing music by doing that.
And that's something that's doesn't have a like end date. It doesn't have a release date or anything like that. It's been something I've been putting together for the last couple of years, actually, and it'll probably be another couple years before it comes out.
Man, good projects don't come together overnight. They take a long time to work on.
Right. But as of right now, those are the like musical projects I have going on. I'm always writing for something, whether it be the solo I was just talking about that I want to do, or the Sutter EP, or the Severed Seven project, or what I have another secret project that I'm doing with another artist. There's another artist that wants to do a project. Like, there's always something going on. Something always has my attention.
I can tell, man. You're a busy motherfucker. You're a busy rabbit, man.
Exactly. The name speaks for itself. I'm always fucking moving like a fucking jackrabbit.
Yeah, you're like the Energizer Bunny, man, but that's all right. That's cool. It's good to be involved in a lot of projects and keeping things coming, because when you go to a lot of different projects, they may take a while to get done, but you always have new material coming out, and new things and new avenues to pick up fans. So definitely kudos to you for doing that. That's awesome. I do that myself. Now, before we go into any further in the interview, I think we should take a moment to take a break and let the people hear your music. So why don't you give us kind of an intro and shout out to one of these songs, and we'll go ahead and jump in and let everybody hear it.
All right. Well, first we'll bless them with The Switch. It's produced by Chill of True Mental. This was near the beginning. The Switch is on the Follow the Rabbit EP. It was the first song that started it all. I was like, you know what? I want to do something that's not rap, not hip hop. And so I found this beat and just decided to fuck with my voice. Ultimately, that's the only way I can explain it. It's probably one of my favorite tracks. One of my favorite tracks to play live. I always try to close my show out with it. But here you guys go. I hope you all enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to jump into The Switch from Simply the Rabbit here on Uncovering the Underground. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I fucked it up again. I lost my way again. I didn't want it to happen, but I got too weak. He crept inside again, I lay me down to sleep. Someone found the casket. They burned into ashes, now he happily creeps. I fucked it up, just my luck. The end is out to play. The switch has been flipped. I fucked it up, just my luck. The end is out to play. The switch has been flipped. Here we go again. I've lost my only friend. I should have seen it coming, but I was too blind. I lost it all in the blink of a fucking eye. I fucked it up, just my luck. The end is out to play. The switch has been flipped. I fucked it up, just my luck. The end is out to play. The switch has been flipped. I can feel them clawing inside, screaming out that I better hide. just my luck. The end is out to play.
Switch has been flipped.
Fucked it up. Just my luck. The end is out to play.
The switch has been flipped.
Fucked it up.
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 The switch has been flipped.
And welcome back to Uncovering the Underground radio podcast show. This is Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. In tonight's show, we have SimplyThe Rabbit from New York, underground hip-hop artist. That was his song, The Switch, off his first album. Hopefully you guys like that. If you do enjoy his music, make sure you check him out. Give him a like and a follow at facebook.com/SimplyTheRabbit, Instagram at SimplyTheRabbit, and simplytherabbit.bandcamp.com. Great way to check out his music, all of his upcoming announcements and projects he has going on. Definitely a dope track, man. I think the fans are gonna like that one. I'm glad that's one of the two that you shared with us when you sent it over.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs, man. I couldn't help but like as soon as you were like, "Yo, send some music," it's like, "Bloop!" That one's going.
And I was listening to it before they actually had you on the show, and I dug both tracks, but I did like that track a lot. That was actually my favorite out of the two. So glad you got that over. That'll be in my rotation for future shows.
Cool, thanks. I appreciate it.
So a weird question I ask everybody that comes onto the show: if you had to pick an animal that would take over the world, if animals were to rise up, what animal do you think ultimately would be the ruler? And the reason I like this question is there's so many different species of animals, and everybody always says something completely different and always has their own reasoning behind it. It's very interesting to hear, and there's so many different possibilities. What do you think the answer would be?
My dog, Dipper. She is a little shit, man, and she don't take no shit from nobody or nothing. She will attack a plastic bag and bark her head off at a leaf. Like, hey, she'll scare any animal away just by being a fucking idiot. No, I love this dog. But no, all right. For real.
What's the dog's name again?
Dipper. Like Dipper the Rip.
Dipper for president.
Right. But no, on a serious note, if I really had to like choose an animal that would probably take over the world, oh man, I would have to say a lion or something of like the cat species, but bigger cat. Like a lion, ultimately. That's really the only thing I can think of. They're just they know when it's time to get down to business, you know?
They're fast, smart, and vicious.
Basically, you know. But that would be my pick, a lion, for sure.
Not a bad pick. And then I keep the questions rolling. If you had to, name your life or tell us a little bit about your life using only movie titles, what would it be?
Oh God. Anything could happen. That's really it. Anything could happen. My life is just a shit show, and seriously, and like I'm not complaining, and I'm not saying that to like really, like, oh damn, my life's a shit. Like no, my life's a shit show. Every day something goes on, and like it's always one hurdle after another. But I kind of enjoy it because it keeps me moving forward, and it's always, like I said earlier in the interview, it's always a learning experience.
It is. I mean, everything you encounter has to be a learning experience. Everything you do helps go into who you are and what you become. So you just got to kind of take it as it comes.
Basically. But yeah, that's it. Anything could happen, And it's, I know it's kind of cliche, but really it is. Like, that's my life. If you knew me, like if you really knew me, you would see. Like, yo, Friday Friday was one of the most insane days of my life. But I'm not going to go into details because it involves some personal close people around me.
We're just gonna say Friday was no good.
Yeah, fucking Freaky Friday. There we go.
Freaky
There's another
Friday.
movie title. Let me tell you.
Well, that'll happen, man. That'll happen. But no, going back to some of the kind of odder questions. If you know, what do you think? You know, you mentioned your dog. What do you said Dipper, right?
Yep, Dipper. Dippr, like the Big Dipper, but she's a little fucking.
Okay, that's what I
She's
thought you
she's a
said.
Chihuahua.
Okay. What do you think, Dipper? If Dipper had to tell us about you, as far as what kind of person you are, what do you think Dipper would say?
Crazy. Just because of the way I interact with her. Every day, I tell her, I promise her to annoy her for the rest of her life because clearly she's gonna pass away before me. One can only hope.
Dipper's over there saying bullshit.
Actually, if you can see her, she's passed out behind me right now. This is my dog, man. She goes with me everywhere. When it's warmer weather out, she literally goes for rides with me. You can ask my friends. I show up to their house and I'm like, yo, I got the dog with me. Like, she's mad tiny. She's a Chihuahua, Pekingese, and something else mix.
Okay,
Shih
so
Tzu.
yeah, very small.
Yeah, she's small. You can find pictures of her if you go fucking scroll my Facebook. She's my homie. But no, caring, loving, because I always try to be a nice person. Even you could shit all over me, but I would still be a nice person to you because, like I said earlier, the world is shit. It already has enough in it, so I don't want to be more shit.
I can relate to that. I mean, you just try to keep the peace and just be the best person you can be and not stir the pot any more than it needs to be stirred.
Basically, I try not to make ripples unless I absolutely have to.
And then whenever you do that, sometimes you got to make a splash.
Yep, true story. I was gonna say, don't mistake my kindness for weakness ever.
That's the thing, is I'm very chill in most cases, and I think, it's not often it's taken for weakness, but sometimes in the past it has been taken for weakness, and it's just like, don't take the fact that I'm helping you and reaching my hand out and helping you as I'm weak. I'm just trying to be nice. I'm doing things to help build up the underground. Don't think I can't also flip the switch and be a completely different type of artist that you don't want.
Right, exactly.
My music is my weapon.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I my dog, I try to treat her, as I would any other human being. So, I think she would speak very kindly of me.
That's good. That's what you want. I think that's ultimately, it's a funny perspective to think about because your dog's going to see you completely different than anyone.
Right.
Because your dog's usually always there. Even as you said, especially for you, because you take her everywhere.
Yep. She like you have an idea of how small she is. Like when I'm driving, she literally like lays in my lap, curled up in a ball, and just chills.
Yeah, I can picture. I got two smaller dogs myself. They're a little bit bigger than that one, but they're pretty small.
Right.
And they just like to lay in a little ball.
When they say dogs are man's best friend, they mean it. We honestly don't deserve dogs as a human race. They're too kind for us.
They really are. I'm a huge dog lover. I'm a huge animal lover in general, and it's funny because it's
Same.
like I'm this brutal, hardcore rapper, but it's like I love animals. I love animals more than people.
I'll tell you, a lot of the like hardcore rappers and like most crazy, like insane with their lyrics type of people, they seem to be all animal lovers. Every single one of them I've met all love animals and fight for them.
It's usually the case. I mean, there's a good case in point is Cattle Decapitation, which is one of the heaviest like death metal grindcore bands out there, and they're all big advocates for not like eating animals and not abusing animals, and it's just crazy when you think about all the pictures on their albums are all like cows mutilated and crazy shit. So when you look at it and you hear the name Cattle Decapitation,
Right.
You hear this death metal, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
These people are crazy, but meanwhile, they're actually talking about not, hurting animals and eating meat and shit.
It all falls under that old cliche, fucking don't judge a book by its cover. Like, really. Don't judge a CD by its cover. You can say the same thing.
That's it, because I'll tell you what I used to do whenever there was a lot more stores like Sam Goody and On Q and all that, before the CD stores kind of tanked and went under.
Yep.
I would just go to CD stores and just pick random CDs in certain types of music and just buy them and then go listen to them and see what it would turn into. And I would pick ones that I normally wouldn't have listened to. I'd look at the cover and be like, I probably wouldn't like this, but then I would buy it and then listen.
Yeah, that's how I found Bullet for My Valentine before they turned into cliche arena rock type shit. I found their very first EP, Hand of Blood, and I used to spend hours and hours in FYE, so I can definitely relate with what you're saying. Picking through CDs, and I saw Bullet for My Valentine, and at the time, pop punk was kind of big. When I thought it was going to be another one of them, I'm like, what, I'll give it a whirl though. And I brought it home. I think I paid $5 and it came with 7 tracks, or it was the other way around, $7, 5 tracks. And it turned out to be a really fucking dope CD. Anything after Poison though is kind of garbage, which was their second full length album. To me, anything after that is complete garbage. But it's just funny, relatable story,
Absolutely, I actually found Mastodon that way.
Yo, I caught them on accident when I saw Hatebreed at this old, anybody in the 518 that really went to shows will know this venue, Saratoga Winners. It's no longer around. A lot of great shows. I guess you could say it's like the area CBGBs in a sense. But they were on tour with Mastodon, or Mastodon was on tour with Hatebreed, supporting act, opening. It was when they first started out. Just funny story, that's all.
No, they're
good band.
They're a dope band, man.
Really
that was
good
an
band.
opposite though, because that wasn't one of the ones that I got thinking I wouldn't like it. That was one of the ones when I looked at the art of the first album, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'm like, I wonder who the fuck these dudes are. And I took it home and started listening to it. When it first came on, they were so different that I'm like, wow, okay. And
Right.
I was on song 4 on their first album, and I'm like, these guys are phenomenal. And I've been a fan ever since, and that was quite a while ago.
Right. Yep, very, very phenomenal band. Can definitely agree with you on that one.
You have any shows like that you're going to coming up? Not necessarily playing, but obviously you're going to just to witness as a fan.
Yo, well, Korn is coming to the area. Definitely going to that. Korn, like I said earlier, Korn is my all-time favorite band. I've seen them. If I can make it to this one, which I'm 100% going to, I just know it. This will be my 7th time seeing.
Right?
Huh?
It's Korn and Alice in Chains, isn't it?
Yes. That's another reason why I want to go. Alice in Chains, man. But a week and a half, I think, or not even a week before that, Slipknot is coming too. So within the course of a week, I want to go to Slipknot and Korn. That's really all I have.
About that is there was a ticket package that came around and we were able to pick up, and we got it. Me and my wife got it, and we're actually going to that. Korn and the Slipknot one a week apart. Also included Breaking Benjamin and something else.
Oh wow! I saw Breaking Benjamin. I grew up at Northern Lights Concert Hall around here. I basically grew up in that venue. I saw Breaking Benjamin in there when they really first started out, when Saturate just first came out.
Yeah, they're a good Pennsylvania band, man. I've liked them for a long time.
I'm glad to see them go from playing that, Northern Lights is a really small venue, like a club, to go from playing that to around here, Times Union Center in Albany. They played there. They're either going to play there or they just did, one or the other. But it's good to see them go from there to there.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's phenomenal to see bands' growth and see how big it can get once someone sees it correctly. There's one of my absolute favorite metal bands of all time is War of Ages, and just a phenomenal metalcore band. And I've seen them. They're from Erie, Pennsylvania, and I remember seeing them, when they were just a local metal band playing tiny little shows with 25 people at them, to now being this driving huge force in the underground metal world. And their albums are phenomenal. If you listen to their albums now compared to where they were back then, it's night and day difference. And it's all because they got seen, got the right opportunities, got the right funding and promotion and marketing behind it, and boom.
It's always fun watching bands grow. I don't know. I love being a fan, like along with the ride for them.
And that's a big reason I do the label is I love my music and I love what I do, but I love helping other artists and I love being a part of journeys, because like I'm a fan first and foremost. Before anything, before I'm an artist, I'm a fan of music.
Right. Same.
At the end of the day, even if I stop rapping, I stop making music, I'll always listen to music.
Right.
It's like you have to take it from that perspective.
I've always said too, like if I were to ever like stop rapping or stop making music in general, that I would still have my hands in music in one way, shape, or form, whether it be like making beats or like being a manager or something of that nature. I would do something.
You have to. I mean, that's why I kind of do all the little things I do, because it just allows me to be a part of it. I love it in all aspects.
Dude, it's an emotional roller coaster.
What other plans you got coming up musically? So obviously we know you're working on the couple projects you're working on, but do you have any music videos plans coming up? Anything like that? Any other news musically?
Trying to shoot a music video for the song "Knock Knock Knock" off of the Am I Late album. And there's a couple other songs I want to visit from old albums that I have visions for. I know I mentioned Payback earlier. Even though I don't really like playing the song live, I still have like a love for that song, and I think it could be done fantastically as a music video. And my homie and fellow teammate, label guy there, fucking Stalks Boogie from Confused Products Media. He has a vision for it, and I can't wait to work with him on that. That's something that's been in the making for a few years, actually, but just schedules never seem to mesh. I want to do a video for Who to Shoot First, which is on Am I Late as well. It features a homie of mine, Chaos Freak, another local guy around me that kind of works on my separate team, 223.6. I want to do a video with him for that one as well. There's a couple other ones, but I can't really think of like the names off the top of my head, because I know I'm not going to get to all of them, so it's hard to really pick which one I want to do, because I have visions for almost every song I put out. You know what I mean?
And you have to limit it down, and it's tough, because even whenever I'm releasing music videos, I try to pick songs accordingly, and I'm like, I'd like to make videos to all of them.
Right.
But which ones are the proper ones to let the world see, and it's going to be still something that represents me, but that they're going to be captivated by and want to listen to and want to know more about. So you have to pick very, specific ones, and it's always a little bit of a challenge.
I do have a goal where I want to do a 7-track EP and do music videos for every song, but have it be like one short movie, and release it like kind of episodic, like drop one on like Monday one week and then Monday the next for like 7 weeks straight, and then after that offer it on a DVD to see it like all the way through. You know what I mean?
That's pretty cool, man. That's a really good idea. Definitely something you should try to bring to fruition and make happen.
I definitely that's something I try not to give away too many of my ideas, because I don't want them to be
people.
stolen.
People try to steal them. Anybody listening out there, don't fucking do it. No, I think that
It'll never be. It'll never be the Rabbit wants it to be. No one will be able to tell the story I want to tell. I said that nobody will ever be able to tell the story like the Rabbit can. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's the truth.
you know. But that's definitely something I want to do as far as music videos are concerned. I have, if you go to YouTube and you type in SimplyThe Rabbit, there's only one. You'll find all my music videos in there. I actually have a music video that I did for the Switch. Funny story how it came about. My daughter and I were sitting on the couch watching a movie, and I'm like, you know what? I want to make a music video. And she's like, okay. So we just started taking the camera and we set it up in random parts of the house and just made a music video for the Switch.
That's funny though. That's how sometimes it has to come together the way it needs to come together, you know.
And there's actually two versions out there. There's the one that I did, and then Stalks Boogie, he did a version too. That's out there as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you get two different versions of the same song.
Yep. For this videos, yeah, two different videos for the same song, yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's the same footage, but like, I wanted an alternate version of it. I wanted just to see how, you know, he edited it and all that, and he did a fucking fantastic job. You know, I love all his music videos. He does quite a bit of them around here.
That's what's up, though, man. I mean, that's why I work with a guy named Daniel James of Tragic Hero Productions, who's actually, ironically enough, the guest on the next Uncovering the Underground episode 2 weeks from now. So if you're listening in right now, check that out in 2 weeks. We're going to kind of talk to him on a different, completely, you know, part of the underground, which is going to be the filming of music videos, acting, you know, that scene. So if you're listening out there and that's something that interests you, you know, definitely check it out. I think it's going to be a really cool time. We're going to jump into the other song. Would you like to give us a little bit of an intro into your other song, bro?
Sure. This one's called End of Days. It's kind of more on the serious side of things. You'll see what I mean in a second. But this one's produced by the same guy, Chill from True Mental. It was actually something I wrote a long time ago, and I just never put it to anything. And then while I was making the album, it kind of just stuck out, and I'm like, I have to put this on. Every time I play it live, I lose my breath. You'll see. But probably my second favorite song I've ever done. It touches on, like I said, a very serious topic. Fucking back to the whole world is shit, you know? Hope y'all enjoy it. And again, if you enjoy what you hear, SimplyTheRabbit.bandcamp.com.
You heard the man himself. This is End of Days by Simply the Rabbit here on Uncovering the Underground. We'll be right back in just a minute.
What's never been taught. I got gold in my heart that's never been bought. I can bring you what's never been brought, cause I have seeked what's never been sought. If you have some time, then just take a listen, and maybe you'll figure out what you've been missing. My metaphors burn skin like alcohol on no booze. My words stick to canvas like pictures paste away glue. I'm just another kid trying to make a living, writing words, trying to stand out instead of following the herd. Open up your mind and see what's going on around you. Every object you buy is turning you into a tool that controlling you. With messages in the media, you're just another clone, they're waiting to burn ya. Hands placed upon the Bible that was written by man. Do you really think you're safe living in this homeland? Read between the lines and see everything's a lie. Got a gun in your face with your hands pointed to the sky, robbing you of freedom and they're putting you in cuffs. They'd rather see you fail and just fucking give up, cause then it's easier for them to control everything you do, cause you won't question. So you're a fool, believe in what they say, thinking help is on the way. Freedom is a state of mind and they're taking it away. Read between the lines and see everything's a lie. Got a gun in your face with your hands pointed to the sky, robbing you of freedom and they're putting you in cuffs. They'd rather see you fail and just fucking give up, cause then it's easier for them to control everything you do, cause you won't question. So you're a fool, believe in what they say, thinking help is on the way. Freedom is a state of mind and they're taking it away. They cause a problem and you give the reaction. They bring solutions by terrifying masses. Children sit in classes, force fed to false educations, while CEOs with millions taking vacations, taking a piece of duct tape and placing over your mouth. That's exactly what they're doing when we try to scream and shout. Speaking our mind is just another crime. Force fed lies, fire birds inside. Time to rise up or die. I can only say so much. I'm talking to a brick wall. No one's gonna believe it until the cities start to fall. Chaos surrounding your home, a martial law is installed. F-16 is penetrating your spine as you try to crawl. I can see the doubt in your eyes, and it's no surprise, cause you swallowed the lies, the bite of the time, waiting for the day they can take it all away. So we'll just creep across the desert at night while your children start to pray. Read between the lines and see everything's a lie. Got a gun in your face with your hands pointed to the sky, robbing you of freedom and they're putting you in cuffs. They'd rather see you fail and just fucking give up, cause then it's easier for them to control everything you do, cause you won't question. So you're a fool, believe in what they say, they can help us on the way. Freedom is a state of mind and they're taking it away. Read between the lines and see everything's a lie. Got a gun in your face with your hands pointed to the sky, robbing you of freedom and they're putting you in cuffs. They'd rather see you fail and just fucking give up, cause then it's easier for them to control everything you do, cause you won't question. So you're a fool, believe in what they say, they can help us on the way. Freedom is a state of mind and they're taking it away. Freedom is a state of mind and they're taking it away. Freedom is a state of mind and they're taking it away.
And we're back on Uncovering the Underground. That was End of Days by Simply the Rabbit. That was the second track of the night. If you missed the one earlier, we played The Switch earlier. Both tracks are definitely dope. You can check out his music at where again, bro?
SimplyTheRabbit.bandcamp.com.
You heard it. Check it out. Give him a like and a follow on his other social media sites. Check out the music. Support him as an artist. If you're in the area, go and see him at a show. Who would you like to give your shout-outs to, brother?
I would like to take this time to give a shout out to all my homies and brethren in Confused Products Media. You got Drama Man. Check some of his shit out. Fucking If That Betrays, my homies Stalks and Reaps. Then you got our local fucking photographer, Shifty, Fallen Star Photography. Then I want to give a shout out to the whole 2236 clique. There's too many of y'all to name. Y'all know who you are. You know, God, that's really all I can think of at the moment. You know, those are the people closest to me, and I want to thank you for having me on here, bro. I mean, damn.
Absolutely, bro. It was great having you on the show, getting to shoot the breeze a little bit and getting to just talk about several different subjects. Definitely want to have you on again down the road. An hour and a half's never enough time to really get to dig deep enough, but that always leaves us for wanting more for next time. So, real quick on my end, I do want to once again say anybody in the Pittsburgh area that's going to Twisted on Sunday night, make sure you hit us up for tickets. We do still have some for sale. Anybody that buys off us is entered into a contest for one of 5 prizes from Brutal Business Entertainment. You definitely want to check that out. And check out all of our other shows coming up. Our wrestling show in April. You can check that out on www.teambrutalbusiness.com. Again, that's www.teambrutalbusiness.com. You can check out our full roster and check out everybody's new music coming out. Great way to get everything Brutal Business in one central location. And I want to shout out to Tattooed Scumbag Apparel. That is our sponsor for Brutal Business. Also want to once again announce DJ GWK, Gucci White Kid from Chicago, is the newest member to Brutal Business Entertainment. We will be performing with him at Twisted on Sunday night. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be a very awesome performance. You don't want to miss it. And other than that, I want to give a shout out to you, man. It was great having you on the show. And like I said, we'll definitely get you back sometime soon. And much love to all the fans out there. Click the share button, spread us around, and we'll see you next week or our next episode in 2 weeks. Same time, same place. Any last words you want to say, brother?
Nothing. It's been a fun time. Thank you again. Everybody, have a good night.
Have a good night, guys. Appreciate you checking us out and share us around.